Coming up, Justin Chun will talk about covering the Olympics for the BBC.
I'm Ian Steele.
And I'm Shakala Alvarenga, and welcome to the Emerson Channel series that's exactly 1.21 gigawatts of fun.
It's Fast Forward Rewind, where we'll tell you what's going on at Emerson before and after it happens. And guys, it's time to get right down to it. It's our hashtag Rules of Boylston segment, where we're telling you today about one of the busiest streets and the busiest intersections in the city of Boston, right here on our campus, the Boylston and Tremont intersection. One of the craziest, most busy intersections. Am I right, Shakala?
You are so right. Every time that I'm crossing that street, I'm either getting blown away by all the wind or I'm getting hit by a car.
It is a very, very windy street, and it's a very busy street. In order to get to your classes, especially over at Anson, on time, you just need to use the walk buttons. Wait about 15 to 20 seconds. Just time it out, wait it out. It's not worth risking and playing a game of Frogger with your backpack on.
But Ian, you know those don't work, right?
What do you mean they don't work? It's a walk button, and you press it, and it takes about 20 seconds, and you go right across.
No, they're placebos.
What do you mean placebos? You press the button, and as soon as it comes on, you can walk diagonally right across from the little building right over to Anson.
You know what a placebo is, right?
Yes, I know what a placebo is. It's just you walk right there. What happened to truth in advertising? The buttons are supposed to work.
Okay, Ian, just stick with me, okay?
I'm with you. Rules were made for a reason, Shakala. What are you going to say? Next, it's okay to jaywalk?
Ian, we're teaching 18-year-olds how to cross the street. This is not hard news. You can't be so uptight all the time.
I'm not uptight, guys. I'm not. Trust me. Just press the button.
All right, anyways, how great was our Emerson alum George Watsky's performance last night?
Oh man, he is one of my favorites, and I got there the safe way, pressing the button. Let's check in with Jackie Tiongson to see how his performance last night went.
Thanks, Ian and Shakala. The show last night was a huge success. A lot of people know George Watsky because of his YouTube videos, but not a lot of people know that he actually graduated from Emerson. So let's check out last night. So it's your first taste of independence, but you're a little worried about the next 4 years of your life? No need to fear. I'm here in the Paramount Theater to hear poet and alumni George Watsky serenade us with his spoken word about his guide to life.
It's truly an honor to come back and to be able to perform for you guys as you're getting here for the first time, because I remember how amazing it was for me.
Orientation week's exciting. You're meeting everybody for the first time. You know, you have no idea what's going to happen, and it's just, not knowing is exciting.
I like you on a level that two mammals under the influence of hormonal impulses can like each other when liking each other is a prerequisite for mating and further proliferating the species.
You think something was really, really funny, and then you realize the meaning behind it.
The key, my parents tell me, is to fight routine, to make those smallest moments gleam and mean something.
If you put out work that's honest, you won't hate yourself at the end of the day. No matter what, you'll be proud of the work you do.
But don't be impressed by mere miracles, and FYI, brah, looking like a crusty hippie does not make you spiritual. You're going to have to climb through a thorny mess of contradiction.
If you work hard at Emerson and if you really take advantage of everything that's here, you're going to have a career in the arts.
He definitely inspired me to follow my dreams and do what I love, and just kind of he brought reality to spoken word.
It's been an amazing 2 years since I graduated, and I have Emerson to thank for everything good that's happened to me.
Who knew poetry could be so modern and so comedic? But no time to laugh here. I'm off to my next stop, which is the Cutler Majestic Theater for the Welcome Show. It was such a great experience to see an Emerson alum performing for the incoming freshman class in such an entertaining way. And we are only getting started with the fun orientation events. Tomorrow, President Lee Pelton will be giving you a personal welcome into Emerson College and tell you a little bit about your Emerson class at the Cutler Majestic Theater at 9:45 sharp. Then at 12:30, you guys will get to jump out of your comfort zone and get to know your class even more at Hooray, which takes place at the Park Plaza Hotel. Those are all the events I have for you. I'm Jackie Tiongson. Back to Ian and Shakala.
And welcome to our dorm decorating segment here with Brooke Norris. Brooke, you have some lovely little doodads here for us today.
Yes, I do. So I figured since freshmen are in the middle of moving into their dorms,
we all know how the dorms look. They
So
can be
bland,
very
the white
bleak.
walls.
Exactly. So I thought I'd bring in these 2 do-it-yourself projects to spice up your dorm.
Awesome.
So first we're gonna start out with this lace lanyard project. What you're gonna need is some lace fabric, which you can get at a fabric store. I got mine at Urban Renewals located in Alston, and they were 99 cents a piece, very cheap.
Nice and cheap.
Yes, you're also gonna need about 5 jars, or you could, if you have an old pickle jar lying around, you could totally use that. These were 99 cents at Urban Renewals as well for me. And you're gonna need some hot glue and some scissors. That's all you need.
That can be dangerous. Hot
Yeah.
glue
Got
is...
the
Hot glue
scissors.
can be dangerous. So, but what we're gonna do is I already pre-glued the very top of the lace on here. So now I'm just gonna finish off hot gluing it on the bottom of it.
Okay.
And a trick that I use, in order not to burn myself, is to use the jar of the, use the lid of the jar and to like kind of smooth it out like that. See, because like
What's going
the
on there
hot
already?
glue. Yeah. So very easy.
And it helps with not burning yourself. which is
Exactly.
very important.
Because it's lace and
We're all about safety, and they don't really like us burning ourselves or our furniture in the dorms.
yeah,
So make
that
sure you
would
use the lid.
not be okay. Yeah. So definitely. And we're just gonna finish up around here, really
the way around the
quickly.
bottom.
Yep. Very easy. Just kind of press it down like that.
Okay.
This handy dandy.
And then there's a lot of excess there, am I right? So
Yeah,
we're gonna
there
have to-
is. And we don't want that hanging around. So what we're gonna do is we're simply
Here
just
you
gonna
go.
thank you. We're gonna cut actually, before we do that, we're gonna finish.
A little
Still
bit
need
more
some.
glue.
Yeah, it just need a little
If
work.
you want it on
Gotta
here
make it
nice and tight
perfect.
like this, you have to overdo it on the glue.
You have to.
Don't be
yeah,
shy.
definitely. So we're just gonna smooth out that last part right here.
Okay.
And now we can start cutting off the excess
Alright.
lace. Super easy, just cut down there.
So you cut it all the way around so the glass is actually exposed on the bottom. You don't want
Yes,
any lace
exactly.
covering that up because that's where the lights are going to go.
Exactly.
And where do you recommend putting these in the dorm room?
I would recommend putting them like around your windowsill, like
Okay.
on there or on your desk probably. It also serves for cool decoration if you don't necessarily have a light in it.
Yeah.
And just like that, we are done.
And if you're scared of the
love
dark
it.
like me, it might be a nice little light.
And what you're gonna do last is
actually
you're
have the
gonna
lights.
a mini battery light right there.
Okay,
Ian, if
one
you
of
could
these
pass
little
me that,
guys,
and
sure.
just press it on, drop
Thank
it
you.
in,
For you.
and you're done.
So just a flick on the bottom, put it right in
Exactly.
there.
You guys are awesome. You know how to do it. So next, what we're gonna do is a glitter lantern.
Right.
What you're gonna need is just a basic white lantern that you can get at Asian Crafts, which is actually right down past CVS, so it's very
Okay.
close to Emerson. They're $3, and Ian's already
Set
way ahead of
this
me.
up for
You
ya.
want to carefully,
He's eager.
carefully set. You got it. Yeah, awesome.
Yes.
Carefully set this up.
I'm crafty.
Like this, very crafty. And what you're also gonna need is some spray glue right there. If you
there.
could pass that
Okay,
from me.
right on down.
Right there. And lastly, you're gonna need glitter of your choice right here.
We have some
All
some
of this you can get at your
bronze
craft
there.
store. And all you're gonna do is spray a little patch and then pour a little glitter, and
All right.
it'll turn into,
It'll turn
Ian,
into
Yes.
something like this. but
something
right
like
now,
that.
it's time to go to our first commercial break. We will be right back. And welcome back to Fast Forward Rewind, guys. It's time for our Inside the Emerson Mafia trivia game for all you viewers out there. Here are our rules. We're going to give you 3 clues to a famous Emerson alumni, and you tweet your guesses to @FFRW_. If you are the first person to tweet the correct answer, you will be announced at the end of the show and become infamous in Emerson history. So here are our first clues.
Okay, so the first clue that we have for you guys today, which I think is the biggest, is this alum is president of MTV.
Now that is music television, people. That is the big guys. All right, next up we have, he helped launch the USA series Monk and Psych.
Ooh. And our last clue is he canceled Mystery Science Theater 3000.
So he committed a television travesty by canceling the cult classic Mystery Science Theater 3000, but he ended up being the president of MTV. So it all worked
And-
out in the end for him.
And Monk, great show.
Monk is hysterical. Monk is great if you have a little bit of a dry sense of humor there. It's a little drama, a little comedy, and it led to the presidency at MTV. So he's
Exactly.
done a lot of great things with his work, and it all started right here on the campus that you're sitting at right now.
Oh, how exciting.
It's absolutely exciting. You never know what an Emerson career will amount to, Shakala.
That is very true.
All right, now we all know you've been wondering exactly what happens at the administrative offices, and Anthony Chasse has got the exclusive story in today's Campus Wraparound.
Thanks, guys. Well, college is a big rite of passage, and there are plenty of new responsibilities that come along with that. Luckily for you, there are plenty of adults on campus to help you through those tough things like finances, scheduling, or your career. They're just like your parents, except not as good at making dinner or feeding your pet rattlesnake. So today's episode, we're going to show you around the administrative offices of Emerson College. Here in the lower lobby of the little building, we have the Student Services Center that can help you work out any financial dilemmas you might have. Just down the hall and another set of stairs is a very important office on Emerson's campus, the Office of Public Safety. If you find yourself here, maybe it's for a cab voucher, maybe you're trying to get your Christmas lights approved, or maybe you found a homeless man squatting in your dorm. Whatever it is you need, the officers are here 24/7 to help you out. There are many offices in the little building, but there are even more in the Union Bank building across the street. Follow me. Say your mom has been bugging you about getting your flu shot for the upcoming season. Well, fear not, because the Center for Health and Wellness has you covered. Found on the 3rd floor, you can not only get your shot, but also talk with professionals about any other health issues you might have. And once you're feeling all better, you can focus on your academics and your future. Up here on the 6th floor are the conveniently placed Academic Advising and Career Services offices. Advisors are available to help you not only make good decisions when it comes to your career here on campus, but also to prepare you for the careers you will have post-graduation. But you don't have to start worrying about graduation just yet. You still have 4 years at Emerson, and these services are here to make sure that you get the best out of them. For Campus Wraparounds, I'm Anthony Chasse. Now back to you, Shakala and Ian.
Ian, now, did you see me on the Olympics? I won a gold medal, or at least my mom wishes I did.
Was that a Gabby Douglas joke?
It was,
I'm sorry, I watch exactly 0 Olympics, so I didn't get that reference.
Well, thankfully, we have Justin Chun joining us today, who not only paid attention to the Olympics, but actually attended them.
All right, Justin, thank you so much for joining us, first of all.
Anytime.
Now, what were you doing over in London for the Olympics? How'd you get that?
Well, I actually went with my good friend Josh Sackheim, who was the host of Backyard Boston, and we went to London to see the games, sightsee, and do some reporting for the BBC.
Awesome. Now, how did you get that opportunity to work with the BBC?
Well, actually, Josh set up most of it. He said he was talking with an AP, and then 3 weeks later, he's like, "Hey, we have to shoot a travel journal."
So it was very last minute.
Yeah, it wasn't very last minute so much so that I think Josh just set everything up, and then he's like, "Oh, by the way, you're coming along for the ride."
This is what connections can do for you people.
Absolutely.
All right, so what type of work and footage were you actually taping at the games?
Well, we used our iPhones primarily, and we weren't allowed to take photos of the athletes or give them photos of the athletes, but I'm sure with press passes they got much better footage than us. We did kind of shots of us, reaction shots, like us sightseeing, it basically was a Yanks perspective of Britain. I think that's kind of what they wanted. That might be why they wanted us. And silly Asian guy, silly white guy from America, just kind of like with a map and an iPhone GPS trying to find
your way to the next venue or whatever.
Absolutely.
Now, what events were you able to go to at the Olympics?
We got some badminton, boxing, marathon swimming, power walking.
Wow.
And lots of boxing. I said boxing. Basketball. I saw LeBron, and LeBron and the boys trounce Australia.
Yes, I don't even know if you can call that a game. That was an absolute
slaughter.
Domination by the USA, I'm proud to say. Now, what will you take from your experience overseas and bring it to your work that you're doing here at Emerson?
It was just really great to have structure to a trip other than just, kind of like having a guide. It was great to be able to have some objectives on our trip other than just, let's see the Tower of London. And it was really great doing it with someone else. So I suggest traveling with a partner.
Okay.
Okay, and if you could sum up your experience at the Olympics, what would you say?
It was a lot of fun. I'd like to marry an Olympian, preferably an Eastern European high jumper. Gabby Douglas. Talk to you after the show.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Well, have you ever felt the need to study in a place that doesn't remind you of Karen from Will and Grace's voice?
Well, let's take a look at the Phi Alpha Tau reading room on today's Hidden Emerson.
Hey new Emersonians, it's Joelle here with a tip to make your Emerson academic experience just a little bit easier. Getting distracted from work is easy to do when you're on the set of lavish photo shoots, viewing amazing performances, and hanging out with your new friends. You're probably thinking, where can you buckle down and study? I think I know just the place. Tucked away on the 6th floor of the Walker Building is the Phi Alpha Tau Reading Room. If you need to get away from the grind of Emerson, this is the place to do it. Plus, it's always quiet, so it's a great place to concentrate. The room is donated by and is named after one of the Greek organizations on campus. Not only is it a sweet study spot, but it also has an interesting history too. All the books here are first edition reviewed and signed by honorary brother David Brudnoy, who is a famous local radio broadcaster. The books in the collection span from classic to contemporary works. So now you know where to come to work on those straight A's. For Fast Forward Rewind, I'm Joel David.
All right, when we get back, Leslie Diana will join us to teach us some simple, easy to do recipes for cooking on the cheap.
Welcome back to Fast Forward Rewind, and now it's time for our extracurricular particulars. And this is for all you polycom majors out there. So for some reason, if you came to Emerson for politics, this segment will help you find your place in the major of political communication.
And a great organization to join here at Emerson for Polycom is SGA, called the Student Government Association. It's a great way to get involved with the entire class, representing everyone from the individual majors to the whole years.
SGA owns everything. They set the funding for a ton of extracurriculars that you might want to join here on campus. So if you can become friends with the SGA, that would be in your best favor. Or if you're not ready for that type of time commitment to be a part of SGA, there's always Freshman Class Council or the FCC,
where new students can learn the ropes and set themselves on a path to leadership.
Yep, they allow just as much free speech as their acronym would suggest.
Exactly.
You can also join the Communication, Politics, and Law Association, or the CPLA, whose mission is to awaken students' passion for communication, politics, and law, and to turn their political interest into political action.
Wow, it is as exciting as it sounds.
And with all of that, political science is not really what you think about when you think about Emerson College. A lot of film, a lot of acting, but nonetheless, it's very important here. And guys, it's time to check in on our favorite freshman, or at least mine, Carly Kaplan, who has moved into her new dorm. So let's see how it went.
Yesterday, I flew in from Dallas, and today I am finally moving in. When I'm at orientation, I'd really like to be able to get to know Boston and the city. I don't know it at all, and I would love to get to know the city where I'm living. I hope that I can figure out how to live by myself. That's me. Yeah. I want to have a lot of fun during orientation. I really want to meet people. I'm kind of nervous for making friends and getting to know everybody. Yeah, so I moved in today. I went upstairs to my room. It's on the 12th floor at the very top of the little building, which is pretty exciting. And then I went downstairs to get my ID and stuff. Our room, I was concerned about our room being a little bit too small, but I'm actually not right now. Everything seems to have a place and fit, and it's beginning to look like home. I was so happy to finally meet my roommates in person. We'd been talking on Facebook, but now they're here in real life.
I'm Zoe. I'm a journalism major, and I'm Carly's roommate. I'm actually pretty excited. Her family seems really nice, and she comes from a good crop, so it's all good. It's looking good.
I'm Jackie, and I'm a film major, and I'm Carly's roommate. I really think it'll be cool because, I have Carly, who's also a film major, and we're probably gonna have a few classes, and Zoe, she's an awesome girl, so that's awesome.
Now that I'm finally moved in, I'm really excited to get to meet my orientation leader and see everything that Emerson has to offer.
Now, as delicious as it sounds, dining hall muscum can get a little tiring after a few weeks.
It gets very bland, so that's why we have resident foodie Leslie Diana. She's joining us now to offer some easy recipes here on our set. So Leslie, what do you have for us today?
There's
Okay.
a lot. There's a lot.
There's a whole lot, as you would expect coming from me. So we're
Big
getting
appetites.
Big appetites here. So all this food is actually coming from the DH, or the dining hall. All of it can be taken out in a to-go box, so
Okay.
you're not really stealing it. It's like you're borrowing the food.
You're allowed
But
to
not
walk
giving
out
it back.
with this food. It's
Not giving it back. I
Very
mean, you know.
accessible for freshmen.
Exactly, it really is though. So and all these things, like I said, come from the dining hall. And you're going to be starting with an English muffin, which can be found in the bread area. We're going to start, actually, we have 2 different kinds of mini pizzas here. One of them is pesto with grilled chicken, absolutely delicious. And then this one is a Hawaiian pizza, which is just as crazy as it sounds. Very nice and tropical.
So exotic.
So exotic, again, just like me.
You can just go with a regular cheese pizza,
Oh, never.
spicing it up a little bit here on
You always got to spice it up, keep it interesting. All right, so now we're gonna go to I'm gonna show you how to do the pesto one, because that is
Okay.
actually my personal favorite. So if everyone wants to grab an English muffin,
Thank you,
again,
thank
it can be
you.
found in the bread section of the dining hall. So there's not really a lot of pesto here. So you know what, Shakala, why don't you do it? Because I think that you'd be the best at this.
I will
I'll
make
the
it.
I think you'll be the best at this. Okay,
Okay.
so while you're doing that, Ian and I can try doing the Hawaiian. So what Shakala is doing is she's putting the pesto on hers, and we're gonna be using tomato sauce on ours.
I know you guys can't smell this at home, but it
It
smells
smells so
delicious
good.
in here.
And I'm hungry, so I just want to eat it all.
What else is
We have
new?
to cook it first, Shakala.
And there's 2 different kinds of cheese here also, by the way, which you can get at the deli line. The guys at the deli love me, so they give me extra cheese
They're
whenever I
very
ask
nice
it.
to all of our new students as well.
Yeah,
They are. They really are. They're very welcoming people. So if I'm just going to pardon my reach. I'm
Okay.
going to grab some of this cheese. One for the pizza, one for me. Only way to cook is sample all the ingredients. So once you have all these things on here,
some cheese
get some
myself.
mozzarella on this pizza. All right, so I'm doing the Hawaiian, so could I have the ham, please?
Yes, you
Ham
may.
me.
You're such a ham for the camera.
But I am.
Thank
Green
you,
eggs
thank
and
you.
ham. Next time on Fast Forward Rewind, green eggs and ham. All right, so we're gonna put some of this ham on the pizza.
Oh, we're ripping it up? Okay.
Yeah, that's a great thing about
How's
this
that
too.
pesto looking,
You don't
Shakala?
need any. Shakala's pesto is the besto. You don't need any utensils for this, which is one of the really great things about this. And over here, as you can see, there's a cooking tray that we're using, because you do want to bake these in the colonial oven at 375 for 12 to 15 minutes each.
Okay.
And this tray, even if you're thinking, I don't have that, all I have is paper plates, it's going to be a fire, there might be, as Shakala knows.
I started one my freshman year.
It was great. So
It's going to happen, guys.
it happens to the best of us. So, but anyway, so you can get these trays at CVS for very cheap, so it's really convenient for all you kids living on campus.
Awesome. Now, what should I put
Yeah, we have a little
on-
bit more pesto.
All right,
than
so you
pesto
want to put
on
the
this one.
mozzarella on the pesto one. That's always a
Okay,
safe
so
bet. I
some
think most people do like mozzarella and pesto. So on top of that, once you have that, all right, this isn't Django. We can relax a little bit. You can put the chicken
Told
on
you I was
top of
hungry.
it. If you want to put the chicken on top of that, you can also do ham. You can mix up your
Alright.
meats.
And also with the Hawaiian pizza, you throw some pineapples on it, am I right?
Yeah, you absolutely want to put pineapple. You can tell he's a guy making this, because this is like
It's just stacked on top
as
of it.
much
So I'm
meat as
making
you
the
can get.
biggest pizza, the highest pizza I have ever made in my life.
exactly the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Am I right or am I right?
So these recipes are going to be delicious. So take it out of the dining hall and do it yourself. Guys, it's time to announce the winner of our Inside the Emerson Mafia trivia. Our clues were, it was the president of MTV.
MTV, yep. He also helped to launch the USA series Monk and Psych.
And he tragically canceled Mystery Science Theater 3000. But nonetheless, we have a winner. It's Becky Wally.
Congrats.
Congratulations. The winner is, the actual answer is Doug Herzog, the current president of MTV. MTV is doing a lot these days. They have the VMAs coming up, and they were actually currently here on campus, am I right?
Yes, all right. So I heard that we have an Emerson student here that is actually going to be on MTVU doing her own show called Quinterviews. So congratulations to Quinn Marcus on that one.
Quinn Marcus getting her own show on MTV. And it's a web series, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, it's starting off as a web series, and then hopefully it'll be airing on TV.
Okay, so you have to start somewhere, and the Emerson Mafia will help you out.
Definitely.
If you're an alum, if you are graduating from Emerson, you just need to call someone inside the Emerson Mafia. An alumni they are the kindest people in the entire world, and they will help you out. All right, guys, that is all the time we have for today, unfortunately.
So make sure that you guys join us tomorrow to find out what exactly Boloco is.
And where is the best place to study on campus? And finally, Carly makes a new friend at orientation, but will they last past orientation?
I'm Shakala Alvarenga.
And I'm Ian Steele. Thanks
for
watching Fast Forward Rewind.